Hello everyone, welcome back to another anime review. We are reviewing an anime that's in the title description down below. Now our main protagonist is pretty much, so to speak, our isekai anime. This is not isekai anime, so the character is gonna die in the real world and get dropped in another world. Now I would like to say this though. When it comes to the last two isekai animes, that I've watched, how do I say this? They were they got to talk to God. Well, the time of this grace by God made me talk about slime, and he is 3,000 years ago only talked to God once. This anime, however, does not do that. It does a different style of anime. It's a different style of how the character gets in there. He dies and then he gets dropped into the anime because the anime acts like an MMO/RPG. How do I say this? Well, a drop in an RPG, MMO, pretty much is pretty much in an MMO. An MMO, when you defeat an enemy, it has drops, just like an RPG. They drop items when you defeat an enemy. That's what a drop is. So our second main character, which is a girl with blonde hair, which I'll explain the four main characters. She has an she kills a monster and he was the drop, which I think is pretty fucking dope. Now, when it comes to our main side characters, we have a blonde girl who stays with him the whole entire way. She's the nicest, kindest person ever. And I hope there's a second season because I did like this anime. And this anime just recently finished, so I've been watching it since the very beginning. So I watched all 12 episodes at this point. But my main thing is that she's nice, caring, she cleans, she's really good. However, she is very intense when she's passionate about something. Like, for example, there's a monster in one of the episodes where she wants dead and she goes on like this whole tyrant mode on like she's gonna murder someone, which I think is fucking hilarious. And all the characters that were there are scared shitless that she's gonna kill something. It's pretty fucking funny. But that's just my point. She doesn't really get that much character development. She's just there, and she also cares about the main character, which is I'll explain that later. Okay, now our second main character is a bunny girl. Now the bunny girl tries to knock our main character out, but he's OP as fuck, so that doesn't work. And I'll explain that later. But the main problem with her is the fact that she is OP already, and she's a bunny girl. She likes to eat carrots. However, when she was a kid, she liked to eat meat. But when some character came into the world, which by the way, she teamed up with a kid early when she was young, and he was the main reason why she enjoyed carrots. However, the kid that she saw was the kid that she is teamed up with. I'll explain her later, but she just wants to eat carrots pretty much, and he makes the best carrots because his drop rate is really good. Like the girl with the blonde hair drop rates is bad. It's like D or F or E. However, our main character can level boost up his stats to level SS all the way. All of his stats can be S, but he's only at level 1, which I think is bullshit. Because there are some enemies that don't drop anything at all except for him, and when he gets the drop of these enemies that don't drop for anything else, let's just say he gets experience points for it, which is bullshit, but whatever. So the bunny rabbit girl just wants him to get her carrots, and that's why she joins the team. My main problem with her though is the fact that in the very beginning she's very sporadic when it comes to talking to the main cast of the two characters and also the three characters, just because of the fact that she's not there on the team until later on in the season. Because she's very sporadic, she's by herself most of the time, so that's the main gist of things. Um, as for the third main character is the mage, which is she only can use fire magic, which she's good and she's very smart when it comes to fire magic, and she also has a crush on the main character, which I think all of them do. To be honest with you, I think this might be a harem anime as well, but she has how do I say that she has My problem with her is the fact that she can only use fire magic level 3. She can't use it. However, I do like how they introduced her, because when she gets introduced, which I'm gonna explain something to you guys happens when enemies drop something, you have to use it immediately or do something to it, because of the fact that when an enemy drops something and you leave it behind, it turns back into a monster that's even powerful than before, and they call it a stray. So when you finish up your plates, you have to get rid of it or dispose of it, not like wash it, because if you wash it, the plate's still gonna turn into a monster. So they have to burn it in ashes, and that's why she's burning every person's food. They go into this unknown dungeon where everyone's standing, and she's doing all the breathing thing because she's exhausted, and they make sure that she gets tired or something. And this guy helps her out. That's the main gist of her. She has a really good character development, and she also falls in love with the guy. But the guy's too dense because he's an idiot. But whatever. So that's the main. Those are the three main characters, side characters, main characters from the party. Our fourth and final character that's part of the group is what's it called? She's a little bit younger, but she has the power to make monsters her friends. And the only two friends that she has right now are a skeleton that's a small size of a toy or something, and also one of the slimes that they kill. She decides to befriend it. Those and there's a joke around her about her two friends that follow her that are riding on her shoulders, that the fire maze wants them. She wants to hug them, and they're scared shitless. And I think that's fucking funny. The comedy in this anime is fucking gold. You just gotta find where the hell it's funnier. Now, our main protagonist doesn't use a specific weapon until the end of the first episode, I believe, where they beat up a giant fucking gorilla a giant monkey that's destroying the city, and it drops a revolver, which is a pistol, if you must know, back in the Western days of cowboys and freaking, stuff like that. But back in the old days, like when there was like carriages and there was no cars, everything was sand in the West. But he gets a revolver and he loads it up. Now, the thing about strays is the fact that when you defeat an enemy that's a stray, they don't drop anything. However, he gets drops, and I think it's fucking stupid on how, like, if he beats a stray, he can make a different type of bullet. Like, he can make fire bullets that when they hit you, they light you on fire. You can also have freezing bullets, which if they hit you, you turn into an icicle. You can also have blinding bullets, which if it hits you, you're pretty much tied up with a rope. And then if you are wounded, he can shoot you with a healing bullet, and you will be healed up. Like, that's fucking broken as shit. Like, where the hell is this in my RPGs? Like, I would love to see that in an RPG. And that'll be fucking broken to shit. I don't understand it, and it makes no fucking sense. But, to be frankly honest with you, he's the most OP character. Now, when it comes to the main character's backstory, the main problem I have with it, and it's not a knock on the anime itself, is because the last two animes that were isekai had the same main character deal with the same thing that happened to him in the real life. As you must know, Graced by the Gods and the last anime review that was isekai, both characters die from exhaustion at work. This guy has the same problem, and that's my main problem. It's like the same story of the backstory. And that's why I can't wrap my head around it. It makes no goddamn sense. Like, it's just like, why are you doing the same backstory? Are you like losing patience? Like, Land of Lindale is the same thing, but that character died in the hospital, which is completely different. The bear anime, where the girl has a bear costume and makes her OP as fuck, she gets sucked into a video game, which is different. However, I'm gonna give this anime a 7 out of 10 just because of the fact that I did enjoy it. The comedy's there, and everything else is there. And the fact that I'm giving it high hopes that it does make a second season because this anime is very fucking new. Like it just came out like last probably this it came out this year, so it just ended its first season. I hope there's a second season. But to be honest with you, I think that this anime deserves to get a second season because I'll watch it because it's funny. Um, Now, my main problem with the side characters, there's not that much. There's just one problem. All the characters act like they're typical, anime. Fire Mage is ditzy, but she's intelligent. However, she doesn't know her drop weight sucks and all that type of stuff. And also the fact that there's a bunch of other stuff that drives me nuts. Like there's this one character, they're like the side characters. There's only two that mention the girl that makes them into the a monster hunter thing. The girl who works at the guild. She has a crush on the main character, which I think is pretty wholesome and good. However, her coworker always makes fun of her because of it, which I think is funny. However, she does manage to kiss him at some point, so that's a good thing. And the guild that's open, the guild that has the strongest members, try to recruit him, and they fail miserably because of the fact that he acts like a fucking tool. I'm saying that really, really good to be honest with you, and that's what I main gist of things. So if you guys want to watch it, that's fine. I hope it gets a second season because I think that this anime is really good. And I do apologize for the camera, but I've finally figured out what the fuck was wrong with it. So that's my problem. My apologies. But I hope you guys have a nice positive day and take care. Always stay positive and stay positive. And I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. But yeah, stay positive, everyone. I'm giving this a 7 out of 10, by the way. Soundtrack's okay. All the characters bounce off each other really good. Just want to throw that out there. Singles to the last anime. I didn't say that before. But I hope you guys have a nice positive day. Take care and always stay positive.